Hello, everyone. Today we have Lily Clancy, singer and songwriter, who's a vocalist in the song The Fallen in season 2 of Netflix's Devil May Cry. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, I'm very, very, very happy to have you. Yeah, when I first got a message, I was like, is this real? I didn't think it was real. I was like, there's no way. I didn't think I got to this point already. So I know you're saying you're honored, but genuinely, I'm very, very honored to have even been given the opportunity, and it means a lot. So thank you very, very much.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Okay, where do we start? Through reading more about you, I learned that you jumped straight into the deep end, like performing in public, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
What helped you take that leap? Because like people don't normally do that. Like that is very terrifying.
Mm. Mm. Honestly, I think the people around me, like I started singing when I was quite young.
Hmm.
And always had a fear of performing live. It's showing people your soul, and
Yeah,
the people around me just, reiterated, you just have to let people in.
yeah.
And I was like, the quickest way for songwriters and performers to get that like immediate like validation or reaction and connect with people is by performing live. So I literally started busking when I was like 12 and went out onto the streets just to get people's raw reaction and like see if, this is what I wanted to do. And it was.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just loved it so much that I was like, just got to take that leap.
Do you recall how you felt after the first time?
Oh, I felt so relieved because I
Okay.
was like obviously terrified
Hmm.
and so young, and I felt yeah, relieved that I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want to be doing. I felt excited. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I just want to do it again. Yeah, it was so much fun.
So you knew early on, like this is my passion. This is what I want to do. I can't see myself
Yeah.
really trying to do anything else.
Yeah,
That.
absolutely. I mean, I started singing when I was about 4 or 5 with I've had the same singing teacher my whole life. And then I knew I wanted to do that, but I didn't know how to go about making that a career. And when I was about 14, she introduced me to the world of songwriting, and I was like, whoa. And there's so many different avenues that you can go down with songwriting and singing and performing. So yeah, I've known from a very, very young age.
That is really, really impressive because a lot of people don't get to experience that, like figuring out their passion so early. Everybody's on a different course. It's a marathon, not a race. But that is really
Yeah,
impressive. No, that's cool.
thanks.
And then I'm also wondering, were there like everybody has had these, but were there moments of doubt throughout your career so far? And like, how did you get through them on your journey to where you are right now?
Yeah, so many moments of doubt. My God. I mean, it really is an industry where there is so much pushback and
Mm-hmm.
so many no's and so many times when you doubt what you're doing. I've had many of them. I think that what got me through was every time I wanted to like take a step back and I was like, no, I can't do it. It's too
Mm-hmm.
hard. I did take that step back for a little bit because obviously the business side of it all can get too much
Yeah.
sometimes and you forget the love of art. But every
Yeah.
time I step back, the only thing that just kept consistently coming back to my mind was how much I loved the art of it and how
Yeah.
much I loved performing and that I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it's like, okay, so these are just the things that I have to push through
Yeah.
if I want to keep doing the thing that I love. Yeah, just sheer willpower, I
It's like
guess.
no matter what you did, you could take time away from it. Always in the back of your mind, it's like you like doing this, you love doing this. In fact, it's not gonna leave you.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. It's sometimes you just
yeah,
need to take time away to realize how much you actually love something.
yeah, absolutely. I think when like a hobby and something that is not done as a job becomes a job, you can forget why it was even a hobby in the first place. And
Hmm.
and I think it's really cool to come back to that.
No, that is amazing. With
Yeah.
singing and songwriting, did you have an idea of where you wanted to go from the beginning, or was it kind of just like oh, go with the flow and you'll figure it out as you go? Like, what was your process as you were developing your career, as you became more and more serious with it?
Mm-hmm. It's a good question. I think like I said, there's so many different avenues that you can go down. And when I first started songwriting, it was just kind of for fun. And I was like, if I want to be singing in the industry, when it's quite hard to get into the industry if you're
Hmm.
not a songwriter as well as a singer.
Yeah.
Um, and started off doing songwriting camps where I was writing for Sync, which is like movies and TV shows and video games and stuff like that. And that really excited me at the start. And I was like, this is I didn't even realize how many jobs were in that world as well. Um, but I think my main thing was like, I just want to release my own music.
Hmm.
And even like I got to a certain age where I was like, oh my God, I can write songs, and if they're not for me, I can give them to other people. I think it all naturally developed very, very, it developed naturally. And kind of like I went through different phases where I just wanted to write for other people, where I didn't really want to be seen. I wanted to be behind the scenes, and
Hmm.
then that love for performing came back, and I was like, if that's what I want to do, then I want to write for myself. And yeah, it all happened really naturally.
Ah, I see. So in a way, because I just heard you say, like you said, the fact that you can also sing, but you have the songwriting skill, like for anyone who is
Mm,
going down the same avenue as you, that gives you like a major leg up in the industry.
100%. I think in the day it wasn't so much that, like, you could just have an incredible voice and
Hmm.
create a career out of it. But nowadays the industry is so flooded with incredible performers, and artists who are amazing. So I think that having that backing, being able to go into a room, go into a studio, and have that skill as well is just huge. And it also gives you more of the power as the artist, to you know show the world what you want to show them and you want to say. Yeah, so I think it's a huge benefit.
Mm, I see. No, that is really cool. You have
Yeah.
another skill in your pocket that not everybody can say they can do as well. That's really impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
That is great. Around when in your still growing career, would you say is like, oh yeah, like this is a major turning point, like things are really going up now? I'm sure there's many moments,
Yeah,
but is there like one
yeah,
specifically?
absolutely. There's one that absolutely comes to my mind. I was invited to the Hawaii Songwriting Festival
Hmm.
a few years back by two of my mentors who were also mentoring there. And I had been working on and honing in my craft for years before that, and I kind of felt like things were stagnant, whatever. But I went, and it was a few day event.
Hmm.
Um, and I would, show people my music, and kind of felt like it was, I was scared. I was like, oh my God, I've
Yeah.
just wasted all my money. Like nothing's happening. Like, oh my God, it was an incredible experience, but I was freaking out a little bit. And on the last day, the last um, pitch panel, which is where artists will come up, pitch a song to mentors and get advice. And they'll tell you what they think. It was a room full of hundreds of people, and we all put our names in a hat. And I was like, "There's no way my name's gonna be picked. There's no way." And the lady next to me was like, "No, I can feel it. Like it's just something. I can feel it." And lo and behold, my name was one of the last names to be picked. And I went up and I showed them one of my songs, unreleased song, Season of Goodbyes, and it was like the craziest moment of my life. Like this room full of industry professionals and veterans, and they have a video of it actually. It's my favorite thing to watch. They just like it was a standing ovation. It was like everyone was freaking out. I was freaking out. I was like, what is going on? And then after it, I had a line of mentors and a line of participants wanting to talk to me, and got so many different connections. And within a few weeks of that happening, I was in Nashville with a publishing company working with them on a songwriting trip. So it was just like the craziest turn of events. And I came away from that trip and that whole experience just so grateful and so excited. And like that, that validation as an artist and a songwriter was just like so beyond.
That's like something out of a movie. That is really, really cool. Like
Genuinely.
I can imagine you sitting in the chair. Nah, it's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. The lady's like, no, I
Yeah.
think it is. And then you hear your name. It's like, oh my god, no way. Yeah, that is
No.
really
And then
really cool.
literally when my name got called, I was like, oh wait, do I actually want to do this? Like, but I did it and it was perfect.
No, that is awesome. No, that is really really cool. You worked very hard to get to where you are. That is very impressive.
Thanks.
Alrighty, now talking about Devil May Cry a little more specifically. When you found
Yes.
out your voice was going to be in like this popular of a franchise, like what was your reaction? Like, give me the rundown of when you knew, like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be a part of this show.
Okay, so the vocal engineer
Mm-hmm.
of that song and a few other songs of the Power Glove songs on
Mm-hmm.
the soundtrack I have been working with for years, and he is also a great friend of mine. And he was told by Power Glove, like, we need a really big vocal that can
Mm-hmm.
also do like a Billie
Mm-hmm.
Eilish-esque, like whispery thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I know who to call. And so he called me and he's like, do you want to like do a really rough, like, recording literally in your room and just like
Mm-hmm.
send it over, see what they think? Oh God, and I think I was up against a artist, I think, and like the next day I got a call being like, yes, they love you, like they want your vocal on it. I was like, sweet, that's so cool. And to be so honest, I have like I've watched a few animes, but this one I'd
Mm-hmm.
never come across. And
Really?
I was like, cool, like just this, yeah, this, anime, it's on Netflix, that's awesome. I had no idea the cultural impact this show had and how big it was. And so I literally recorded the official vocal that's in the show right here. Because
Crazy.
obviously a lot of the producers that work on that show are in different states. So
Mm-hmm.
they were like, okay, we need to get it done. And I literally recorded it here with my own at-home vocal up, and I got it over to them. I did like an online session with the vocal engineer, and it was so exciting. He was sending, videos to Power Glove, and they were like, "This is so cool! Like, it's perfect." And then I've heard the finished product. I think a few weeks or months later, um, and they were like, then I did it, and I was like, okay, cool. It's just gonna be like, one of the songs in one of the episodes, whatever. And then I
Mm-hmm.
found out that it was like one of the first songs, I think the second song in the whole season two,
Yeah.
and that it was the title of the episode. And I was like, what? Like, what
Yeah,
is
yeah,
going
no,
on?
exactly. Because I went back, like when I saw the information and I saw like the text and everything like that, I was like, no way. So I went back on Netflix and I went and I watched the episode and I was like, no way. Yeah, it's the title and everything. Yeah, yeah, no,
It
that's
fully is. And
crazy.
I was like, geez, I wish I had known. Like, this is
Hmm.
wild. And he said, it's on the official soundtrack. I was like, this is just so cool. And it has now, like, I've, started watching the first season because I obviously had only heard of it this season.
Hmm.
And it's so, so cool. I was like, I'm now into anime, no bias at all. And like, yeah, it's just been really cool to like discover that whole universe, and like seeing things pop up on my TikTok now, edits, like
Hmm.
how, epic the show is. And
Yeah.
it was so freaking cool. And then also learning from, Power Glove and from um Cheekbone, like how long they've been working on it, and the process of it, and finding, vocalists and stuff like that. It
Hmm.
was really cool to see the behind the scenes of all of it.
That is awesome. I will say, Devil May Cry fans on the internet are so ridiculous. They can be ridiculously toxic. So as you grow, because you're going
Right.
to grow and you're going to get much more popular. When you interact with them, like, just have you played the video games at all?
I have not.
That is okay. That is okay.
Okay.
I'm warning you as a friend, like, just like whenever you
Yeah.
interact, like, just let them know that you don't know that, because they're like, very religious. I say they. I'm a part of it, but I'm more of an understanding person. I like to say, right? So it's like
Yes.
if they see that someone has only watched the anime and doesn't know the difference of how the games are compared to the anime, because like the
Yeah.
characterization, everything is different, they like get super offended and everything like that. So as you grow, as you interact
I
with
will.
fans and stuff, just keep that in mind. Some of them can be very very
Got
ridiculous
you.
and not
That
understanding
is in the
whatsoever. Yeah. So it's what's it called?
got
It's
you.
because
I mean,
they love their series. We love our series. That's why.
yeah. To be fair, I did know because I knew it was a video game, and
Hmm.
I did quite a lot of research about, what the difference was.
Yeah.
And yeah, I realized it's a huge, huge difference. So that will be in the back of my brain now. All Devil May Cry fans, I see you. I
Yes,
understand.
please, 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 because like in some of the videos I make, like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll say things a certain way just to like just to mess with people. But there are some people who are they're like cursing my intelligence and everything like that. How could you say something like that? And it's like, dude, it's not that serious. But for some people, it is. So always
Yes.
keep
Yeah,
that in mind, okay?
totally. Totally. I mean,
Alrighty.
I think I'm a fan of a few things where the fans are, you know, very protective, and I totally get that.
Yeah, yeah, and what's like? Are you familiar with any type of brain rot culture, memes, and stuff like that in relation to it at all?
In relation to that, I haven't seen too much. I've kind of just seen like the really hot, sexy edits of Dante, and that's
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
that. Yeah, I mean that's a very very big part of it too. Like that is a
Yeah,
very big
but
thing.
please,
Yeah.
I would love to know all the brain rot.
As you get deeper into it too, and as you interact with fans more, you will probably get sent a bunch of brain rot and stuff that you may not understand. If you have any questions, you can always send it to me and ask, explain this for
Really?
me. Yes, it's what's it called? A very dedicated
Yeah.
fan base, especially with the sixth game not coming out for a while. They're kind of losing their minds. They being me as well. I understand them.
Right. Oh, okay. It's a soft spot.
Yes, exactly. Another question I had though is since I'm not too familiar with like music production and everything like that, how was it like I guess studio sessions when working for this show and just shows in general?
Mm. Yeah, that's a great question. For this one in particular, it was a bit unconventional for me. I can't speak to other people's. I know
Hmm.
that a few of the other vocalists went into the studio, and but most of the time, I think it's Power Glove creating a track and writing the song, and then vocal guide to that, especially being session singers. Like, we need to obviously hear the vocal guide and then emulate whatever they hear for the vocals. And there was a few trial and errors where, I got the Billie Eilish-esque, like, whispery vocal down really
Hmm.
well, and then the big chorus that has is like it took a while. But yeah, they create this like beautiful track, write the song. They're so talented. Yeah, and then the vocalist will come in as a session singer. Our job to just um is to recreate what they're hearing.
Hmm.
Um, Not to really like, I mean, you can make it your own a bit, but just kind of to like mirror what they want to hear, which is really cool.
No, that is very very cool. I feel like there's a lot that
Yeah.
goes into it.
Yeah, I mean the production is just like wild on these songs. Like,
Hmm.
obviously my songwriting um and production is like so far different. So this was a whole new world where
Yeah.
I was hearing the production in its, as it developed, and like the sounds that they use and how layered and stacked these songs are is
Hmm.
just like so insanely cool. So it was a whole new experience working on like also, rock songs and
Yeah.
songs that were massive instrumentals. So it was really cool. Can't say that it's anything like I've ever experienced before. I've done a few other, pitches for shows, and it's either like sad pop or, indie songs, and this was just like on a whole nother level.
Now that is really, really, really cool. My gosh, I'm
So
sure it's
cool.
like like it's an experiment that's gonna or experience is gonna be like burned in your mind forever.
100%.
That is Really, really cool. If you can say, because I don't know how like NDAs and stuff work, is there a future for you working like more within Devil May Cry? Because I'm pretty sure it got greenlit for season 3 and stuff like that. I don't know all those specifics.
Yeah. I have not signed anything.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't know how that stuff
I
works, so I'm just making sure.
No, no, that's totally a thing. Um, I will say that Our Glove and that whole team were very, very excited and happy to work with me and loved what I brought to that song. And they love to work with the same people and the same vocalists that they can trust and know can get the job done. I hope to be working on the next season. That would be so freaking cool. And I also know that they have a few other projects coming up that they've said, we'll keep you in the back of our head. So, fingers crossed.
I'm good. When season 3 comes out, I'm gonna be looking deep into the credits. I'm gonna be looking for your name. I'll be peering into the
I mean,
credits for your name. Alrighty. Moving on from Devil May Cry, just more about you and your career. If you're comfortable sharing,
mm,
what are some of your goals for your
mm,
career in the near and then the further future?
yeah. Um, Goals for me would be definitely I'm going to be releasing my first single this year, which
Oh.
is so exciting. I actually worked on what I believe is going to be my first single with the same vocal engineer, Cheekbone, who worked on this song. Um, just a few weeks ago, I was in been working with him on it. He produced
Mhm.
the whole thing. He did the vocals. He did everything. So, if you liked the sound of it, there's gonna be his little magic on it. So yeah, to release a single, to be doing live shows. I haven't done live shows in a little bit just because I've been working on behind the scenes songwriting, just
Mhm.
trying to like hone in on that craft. And I just can't wait to get back and be doing like my own shows, opening for people. I also want to continue working in sync because I just love it. It's so much
Mhm.
fun pitching for shows and stuff like that. And um, yeah, doing some songwriting trips. I'm planning some songwriting trips to London and to Los Angeles, so those will be incredible. And just, kind of creating the world around my music in my head, but just putting that out and people seeing it and, you know, people connecting with it.
Yeah.
That's really all I want ever is, people to hear my music because it's been so long working on it behind the scenes
Mhm.
that, putting it out there is just like a dream and people hearing it is so fun. So, yeah.
No, that's awesome. Well, I wish you good luck for that. I'm sure it's going to go well. It already seems like it's going really well. So no, 100% there.
Thank you.
Another question I was wondering is if there's anything like from when you started to now, right? If there's anything you would have done or is there anything you would have done differently leading up to this
Mm,
point in the present in your career with everything you know now? Would you have went about it differently?
mm. Sure. Um, I think my main thing was, especially like on the artist side of it, was that one comparison has been the thief of joy for me.
That is so
And
true.
also the fear of being embarrassed and people like judging me. I would have put myself out there so much earlier. Um, and if I like what didn't have that fear, I think every artist and songwriter experiences that when like this is a piece of your soul and like obviously you don't want it to be judged and that's naturally going to happen. But yeah, just putting myself out there earlier, connecting with people, even if I was afraid of that rejection, like you just have to do it. Like unfortunately, as artists and songwriters in today's day, like we are forced to take on a billion different jobs now, like social media influences and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And I think we just have to embrace it and not be afraid to embarrass ourselves. What else? What else would I do differently? Um, Honestly, I feel like everything else has been incredible. Like I think
Mhm.
everything in terms of like
No,
the
that's
business
great.
side of it, I felt really strong in my decisions and I guess like kind of maybe the excitement of like a deal or signing something or, you know, saying yes to opportunities, like say yes to everything, but make sure it aligns with you and what you know, you want to do and what you want to who you want to be as an artist, because it the whole excitement of the possibility of like making it can kind of cloud our judgment, and
Mm-hmm.
I probably would kind of listen to myself a little bit more.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I really resonate with what you're saying in terms of comparison being the thief of joy, and also just like
Mm,
going out there. Because like even with like videos and stuff that I've started, when I first started being more consistent, I was kind of thinking to myself, it's like, wait, what if I just like don't care what people think? And then it started growing, growing, growing. And I feel like that applies for everything in life, especially things that put you out in the open, like singing and songwriting and stuff like that. Because we live in a
yeah.
society where people care so much about what other people think that they limit their potential and the
Mhm.
things that they do. Because I'm sure there's many people who could be similar to you, but because they're so worried about what other people think, they're not going to experience that and get themselves out there 100%.
Absolutely. And I always think like, what is the alternative? I don't do it and I lose an opportunity or I lose a, you know, connection with someone. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I completely agree with that. And just doing what you want to do and not letting what you think other people want to hear or want to see from you dictate your, you know, your actions.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, the last question I have, what advice do you have for someone who is aspiring to be in a similar position as you? Like things that they should
Mm.
do, they should think about how they should go about it if they're younger or even around our age and they want to get to where you are. What would you tell them?
I think a few things. Definitely like network as much as you can. Like talk to as many people as possible. So many of my opportunities have come from, you know, putting myself out there. I think half of it is talent and working and honing in on your craft. Like just keep writing. I think you've heard probably every single artist and songwriter, successful songwriter say this, like just keep writing, all the shitty stuff will come out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've just got to like let the good stuff come. Um, write what you see, write what you believe, write what you feel, and that in connection with in collaboration with networking and showing people your stuff, talking to people, reaching out, um, will just like always create magic. And yeah, that's a huge one. The worst thing that can happen is, you know, saying no. And like
Yeah.
most of the time in my experience, when I've reached out to people and said, hey, do you want to write together sometime? Or, you know, showing people my music, it's ended in them being so stoked because most songwriters and artists will like jump at that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Um, yeah, I think just going back to the comparison thing and you know, the embarrassment thing, it's just a you just have to kind of push through that.
Yeah.
I think that if you I don't know how to word it. Hmm,
You're
I don't know how
good.
to word it. Um, maybe just yeah, just that like if you put yourself out there, can people want you to succeed. Like I mean, in Australia, it's we've have this thing called tall poppy syndrome where
Mm-hmm.
if someone's doing better than us or succeeding or happy in what they're doing, we tend to cut them down. But I would say if you can try and open your world up to in other spaces, because I went as soon as I went away and started doing sessions in Nashville and Los Angeles, like the people that I surrounded myself with were so uplifting and so great. They want you to succeed, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's not so much competition, it's collaboration. So just kind
Yeah.
of finding the right collaborators and people around you will lift you up. I think having champions makes the experience so much easier. You don't have to do it all by yourself. I think that's a huge thing. It can feel very isolating being a songwriter and artist, especially in Australia where there's a very set genre and that gets pushed. But yeah, just I don't know, connect with as many people as you can and put yourself out there.
I 100% agree with you there, especially on what you said about when you moved to Nashville or when you were working in Nashville and like
Mm,
more people were supporting you. I find that, especially with content creation too, that strangers, people I don't even know, are so supportive, but sometimes it's like people you've known for years. It's like, oh, you're doing that video stuff, cool. But then it's like things start like, growing and it's kind of like, oh, you're still doing that video stuff. But then the stranger is like, yeah,
yeah,
dude, keep it going, keep it going. And then
yeah.
what's it called? Still consistently like consistent support. Again, all from strangers. And so I 100% agree with you
Mm.
there.
Yeah, it really is like that. It's so funny the way that that works,
Hmm.
but you know, it's just the way it is.
That,
You just
that,
got to
that,
keep pushing through and
that is
keep
just
those strangers around you.
that is just the way that it is. This has been
Yeah.
really really great. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I know like you're saying thank you to me, but genuinely I'm very appreciative. This was very 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 fun.
Likewise, it's been so cool. I love being able to talk to you about this. It's so awesome, and just also hearing what you do, and it's so cool to see how passionate you are about
Thank
it.
you.
And I'm
Thank you.
excited that I could be a part of that.
Thank you. We're both growing, right? So, I like as we both get
Yeah.
bigger, I'm sure we'll definitely do this again. You're going to get much, much more roles and everything like that. We will definitely do this again, and we'll probably like recap everything from like now all the way till later for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am gonna finish all of Devil May Cry, and then
Please
I'm
do.
gonna just, and I need to be sent everything possible. I need to learn everything that I possibly can.
Please,
So
please,
don't be
please
afraid to
do.
do that.
Please do. I'll be your teacher. People call me a teacher at this point for all the stuff I talk about. So I'm more than happy to.
I love that. That's perfect.
Thank you so so much, everybody. That was Lily Clancy. Have a great rest of your day and be very careful around the Devil May Cry fans. I'll say that again.
I will. I will. I come in peace. I
All
come in peace, everyone.
right, have a
Thank
great
you
rest of
so
your day,
much.
Lily.
See ya.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell, motherfucking yeah. Yeah, yeah. Gotta need a Baker booming out the 87 Buick. Stepping in some Pumas, but this Molly got me booted. Hanging with my money, talking to it like it's human.